Hey, what's up, Action Figure Minute fans? We're doing another unboxing, and today we are going to jump ahead and we're going to do the Kickstarter exclusive figure for the Armies of Ashmore line. And this one's actually a tribute to my buddy Michael Caspar, who I met at Legion's Con, who knows how many some odd years ago. Mike's a great dude. Mike, hey, shout out to you and your channel. Legion's Lair got stuff falling over here apparently. But this was a cool figure. As soon as I saw this for the Kickstarter as an exclusive, I wanted to jump on board. I wanted to grab this guy, and I have him added to the collection. Just really cool white albino, whatever you want to call it, triceratops. As you know, I'm not a dinosaur guy, not a dinosaur expert, but I do love these Defenders of Eden, Armies of Ashmore figures, made by Matt Rodriguez's company Ideas from Mars. And from what I understand, again, this is a Kickstarter exclusive, so he might be hard to come by. But a lot of the figures I think are becoming hard to come by right now. I think Big Bad Toy Store has sold out a majority of those. I have seen several of them available through sellers on AliExpress. I don't think they're bootlegs. I don't think there's any reason to believe that they are. I think they're just sellers from overseas that also backed and purchased it on the line and are selling them as well. So that might be a word of the wise. Go heads up, go check that out if you're looking to get some of these. Before we get to opening this, I'm going to just do a quick bio reading. So, Caspar, albino infantry warrior, Caspar, a valiant warrior for the armies, is known for his proud demeanor and positive attitude, which is true about Michael Caspar. Any mission or duty an infantry warrior was assigned, if Caspar was on it, you knew it was going to be done by the book. On leave with his family, they were raided by a Serpian band of misfits. Again, Matt, I want to see these Serpian bands of misfits, these Serpian bad guys. They took him hostage and aimed to change his allegiance. A witch from Drenthe. First time I've heard of the witch. Again, I haven't read the book of Armies of Ashmore, so I don't know anything about the storyline, but I like witches. I like the sound of the Witch of Drenthe. Had sent a gift to the Serpian clan to earn their allegiance in the upcoming war she has planned. The Serpians accepted to use her potion, and Caspar was the test subject. Dun-dun-dun-dun! So, Caspar, did he get turned? All right, let's get cracking on this. Using my handy-dandy trusty scalpel here. Hobby knife. And if you're new to the channel, hey, don't forget, go hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, hit the like button. Have you picked up any of these Armies of Ashmore figures? If so, let me know. I am an opener. I already cut open that side. And I give no regard to the book. And you might have just saw what I just did. Do you guys do that when you open your packages? I recycle all of mine. I don't throw them in the bin. So, you know, hey, and there's that side art before I rip this up. There's that spine art. And I will do an overlay of the complete collection spine art right now. But let me do a pause. There you go. So you can see that side art. I rip all my boxes, you know, where the fold is. And I'm caring for the earth here, people. I'm taking off this plastic so they can be recycled separately. And boom, I throw it in my recycling bin just like that because all that stuff is recyclable. Just a real quick couple steps I do. You should too. Let me know if you do. Anyway, standard layout for all these Armies of Ashmore figures. Kind of a tri-fold layout here. On this side, we've got his hands, tail, shield, and axe. So it looks like he has, with the difference, well, the helmet might be the same, it might be different. The little helmet mask, I'll have to look at that. Looks like it's different. But with that being the only difference in terms of the loadout, obviously the color here is different than General Saros, different head, not battle damage, probably several other differences, but I'm doing this all on the fly. But still, very cool, exclusive colorway figure, tribute to my good dude, Mike. And let's get ripping this open. So we're going to get the hands out of the way first. Get this plastic out of here. Go through this real quick. Comes with 2 Fists of Fury. Boom, boom. We've got horizontal hinges. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Horizontal hinges. Works perfectly. And then we've got some grabby hands so we can grasp people. And we've got, again, horizontal hinges on these. Really cool details, just, you know, even on the fingernails of this guy. I'm so far away from my camera, it's hard to do that holdy blocky thing. All right, we've got his shield. And this is, you know, the same system. If you purchase Mythic Legion, same system. We've got the handle for the shield. We've got the peg. And you do this. Is there some paint in that hole? Might have to work this one. Oh, there we go. A little tight, but I got it. No muss, no fuss. And we got the axe right here. And the axe handle is removable. And then we've got his mask. Let's see how I can hold this. We'll do it like this. There we go. So we've got his mask here. We'll go ahead and we'll get our buddy Caspar out of his prison here. Have a little piece of plastic shielding his head from the packaging so it doesn't get all muffed up. Very nice touch. Rubbing the plastic prison he was in. Let's go ahead and get this off here. I probably should have cut the little binds off first. But really good job packaging here from the factory. Figure is not going anywhere on this. I haven't seen anybody saying anything rolling around. I haven't really heard of quality control issues from this line either. Shao Kahn, whatever his name is, said he had a General Saros that I believe it was a General Saros that its arm broke, but I guess Big Bad Toy Store was quick to help him out. So that's very cool that Big Bad Toy Store was sending him out a replacement. I'm not sure what happened with his because mine have all been very, very sturdy out of the box. The one thing I recommend doing is when you're plugging the tail in, heating the hole on the tail, always, guys, remember, always heat the hole, not the pole. So for everything in life, everything. But yeah, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. But let's go ahead and take a look at General Saros here. Very awesome looking albino dino man. I really like the green to white on his armor. Has he got blue eyes? Yeah, he's got a little pale blue in the eye. So let's go through this articulation. His head is on a ball. It can swivel, turn all the way around, upside down, left, right, up, down. And his neck is also. So he gets all kinds of great motion out of this. His shoulder, before we go into the shoulder too, just like Mythic Legions figures as well, you can take off the shoulder armor. You can also take off the chest armor as well, but I don't want to mess with these little pegs myself. Sometimes these little types of pegs on these little types of armor, on this types of armor where it's, you know, it's a pretty tight fit. Sometimes they can be hard to get back in. So I don't care about taking it off. I'm not going to do any customizing with this figure. This is my figure. I'm keeping him this way. So we've got a ball hinge at the shoulder, and we've got a swivel at the bicep. We've got a bend at the elbow. This one's a bit tight. I'm not, oh, but did I get it? I got it. Whew. Could see my face turn a little red on that one. I was like, oh my gosh, is it going to break on screen? The hands that he comes with are vertically hinged. So we've got these vertically hinged hands here. Let's go ahead and work this side too. Up, down, swivel at the bicep, elbow. Always kind of do like a counter pressure both ways. And then up, down hinge on the arm. We've got his hips on a ball joint as well. They can kick front, kick all the way around, and also swivel at the thigh, knee, bend, feet. Whew. Seems like they got the paint on the joints on this guy. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to heat that one. Yeah, you can see some of the paint. Let me, as I flex this ankle, if you can see it in there, it's kind of flexing off. So a little paint overspray in here. So, you know, be delicate when you're not necessarily delicate. I mean, you've seen me open these and the paint just rubbed right off as I flexed it again. So it's just the bare white hinge there now. Dare I do it here? Dare I? For the gram? Oh, it worked one way. We're gonna pause. All right, so keep flexing that knee, and he's all good. So I'm gonna go stop right here. I'm gonna heat this one ankle joint, heat the hole on the tail, and put this guy together. I'll be right back. Stay there. All right, I'm back. I've got him all heated up. I heated the tail hole, got that put on my dude. I also heated this ankle. I'm going to stand up and get close to the camera so you can see here, right there at the end of my nail. There's a bit of paint that kind of, I don't know, balled up around the ankle here. It looks like the ankle joint or this lower part of his leg might be cast in the green plastic with a bunch of white paint on top of it. So I might have to get a little bit of a file in there to file that down to give him the full toe kick forward, but he gets almost the whole way. But there is a little bind up due to the thick paint. It kind of like pinches as I pivot the toe forward, but it does rock side to side perfectly fine. And then I also got his mask on. His mask is a little different than Saros's. It secures on. Man, once you get it on there, it's on. There we go. It secures on by basically going over his horn on the front and then hooking under his horns. Probably could have filmed that better. But similar to General Saros's, it doesn't necessarily lay completely flat on his head or completely hooked to his horns. There's a little bit of a gap there. So maybe the tooling could have been a little tighter to get it up or lying flat and around the horns, but maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. I'm not the expert here. Just kind of what I'm seeing looking at this. But all in all, really cool guy. I forgot to also talk about his articulation at the waist. He does have 2 articulation points, a swivel at the waist and then a slight ab crunch here. More of a twist than a crunch though, so we can twist him side to side at the top, at the abdominal, and then at the waist. The waist is pretty hard on these figures. Like, I feel like if I twist it at the waist, I can get a little twist out of it, but if I torque it much more, it might be putting stress on whatever peg is in there. So you can still get kind of a dynamic twist out of the figure to give him a neat pose, but I'd be careful with that. And I've kind of noticed that I feel like on several, again, it maybe depending on your figure, it might be hit or miss. His tail's falling off. There we go. Get that back on. Anyway, great looking figure. Let's go ahead and armor him up. Let's give him his axe. Here. Again, the hands, as I've said in other videos, they are sturdy. They're stiff yet pliable, but pliable. So we got the axe on here. And then again, with these shields, I like to take the peg off first, put the peg in the hand first. That way I'm not working that shield peg too hard and kind of flexing it and moving it around. And I could see as I took this off, when it was harder for me to put it on earlier, there is a little bit of paint rub, might be hard to see on there, a little brown paint underneath, or brown underneath that, so this must be cast in some sort of brown plastic, but it's easier to put onto the handle now that I've done it once. So batter up. He's battle ready, ready for battle here. Is he gonna turn bad? Is he gonna be a good guy? Is he gonna turn to the evil drench, whatever witch, Serpian people's bad guys? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do some reading to figure that one out. Go ahead and flex this again. These elbows are a bit tight, and I want to be careful with the shield that I don't break that. But you do any sort of extra moving with these figures, and tighter, whether we want to admit it or not, tighter is better. Big heavy figures like this, you work these joints over time, everything is going to get loose. So it'll cause, if we have too loose of joints, then he could topple over, do shelf dives and break. So, better to have a bit tighter of the joints, so you have to work a little bit to get them free. But in the long run, in the lifetime of you and the figure, it'll last longer, it'll be better, and it'll be much more appreciated. All right, before we move on, before we wrap this up, I'm going to take the weapon out of his hand, and let's go ahead and do some hand swaps real quick to see how those work, see if they're great too. Good little popping sound on these. Go ahead and put his fisty hand here. Again, the weapon holding hands are vertically hinged, and the grasp hands are the grasp and the fist. The weapon hands are vertical, and these graspy open hands are horizontal, and the fist is horizontal as well. So, very cool Caspar tribute figure. I do strongly recommend grabbing these Defenders of Eden's figure, Armies of Ashmore figures. They're slam dunk, they're solid, they're beefy. Here's a Mythic Legion, just kind of a hodgepodge Mythic Legions figure here. It's wrapped around the Jabba hookah. But, standard Mythic Legions figure next to him. So they're big guys, they're big dudes, and to me, these fit right in with the Mythic Legions as well. Your Savage Crucible, whatever sort of fantasy toy line that you might be collecting. If I didn't mention it yet already, these were actually sculpted by Four Horsemen Studios, so the same guys that create Mythic Legions. The Straight Poop also did the production work with the factory, between Matt Rod and the factory. So all in all, again, can't say enough about this line. I'm really enjoying it. Get them before they're gone. And I'm excited to see the next Kickstarter or project that Matt does with these for Wave 2 once he gets these all out the door to all the backers. And yeah, we'll see. So hey guys, appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, subscribe button. We'll catch you next time. Peace.